In this screencast, I'm going to show you exactly how the Sellr system works in its current form. Obviously, at the moment, we're kind of promoting it as a system that you can sign up to and have an e-commerce website really easily. Our proposal, though, is to change it more so it's a multi-channel listing tool first, but you also get the ability to have a website if you so wish. And of course, the reason for that is because it removes any barrier to entry. So if someone already has a website, they'll still be able to use it, as we'll link to other systems like Shopify, Squarespace, WooCommerce, or whatever people might be using. So they'll also be able to list on loads of other channels as well. So if we just click on, actually, in fact, this is the Sellr.com website, and of course we use Sellr itself to create the Sellr website, which is always a good sign. And if I just click on get free trial here, I'm just going to enter some details here. Trading name, I'm going to put 24/7 books, and I'll just enter my details here. Password, tick these boxes here, and I'll click on get started. It immediately takes you into kind of starting wizard, information about how it works. Of course, we use a block-based system where you kind of stack up blocks to make your website. These are blocks being horizontal kind of sections of websites. If I just click on next there, it asks you to choose a theme to get started. So I'm going to create a bookshop, although there isn't really a bookshop theme there, but I'll just choose, let's have this one here, select. You can choose a logo to get started with. You can easily load your own logo later. Obviously, the point here is we want to get people to sort of say wow as quickly as possible. So we need to get them set up with a website that looks good right from the start. And if we ask them to upload their own logo at this point, then that just adds complexity into it. You can easily change it later on. So if I just choose one of these logos, let's have a look which we have. I'll just have this one here, 24/7 books. And now it says, please wait while we generate your website. This will only take a few seconds to complete. So it just goes through a few different stages of setting up the website. And once it finishes in a second, in fact, it's going to create kind of demo products on the website as well. So once it finishes, we get some balloons. And also it says your store ID is this. Make a note of this as you'll need to log into your account. We're working on it right now so that you won't need your store ID in the future. But at the moment, I'm just going to make a note of that. So if you click on Start Building, it takes you into the control panel of the Sellr system. It shows the different steps that you might want to do to get your website started, add some items for sale, edit your website, connect your domain name, set up payment methods. By default, it sets up with PayPal anyway. So if you actually wanted to look at the website and design the website, you just click on Design Your Website here. It gives you a kind of quick tutorial thing here. And this is edit mode for your website. Now, these are the blocks I was talking about here. You can kind of see this horizontal blocks. And when you hover over the blocks, then all the icons relating to that block appear. So you can see down here all the blocks that make up this particular web page. It's obviously the home page of the website. And if you click on this layout button up here, you can, of course, change the blocks. This shows the blocks that are on there at the moment. And here we've got, for example, we've got the header here, which is that bit there. Then there's obviously a spacer underneath it somewhere. And a banner, which is this bit here. A text area, which is that bit there. Oh, some panels there, which is this bit here. And another banner, etc. So you can kind of see how this works. If I wanted to add a block, you just click on this plus button here next to main section. So if I just wanted to add, let's just say a text block, it's going to be really simple. I just click on text area 2, you just click on one of these blocks. There's obviously loads there. We're going to categorize these at some point because there's now loads. There weren't so many to begin with. If I click on text area 2, so by default that gets added to the bottom of the main section. I'll just move it up a bit. So now I've put it underneath the top banner. If I close this pop-up window, if I scroll, you'll see this particular block's already got some custom text written in it. So I could put welcome. Amazing collection of books to buy 24/7. Then you just click on the Save Changes icon there. Okay, and of course we might want to change this. In fact, we could change this text here. Let's do that now. Buy top quality books from us today. Let's capitalize the F as well. In fact, I'll just save that as well. It's quite useful to have a drop shadow on that as well. That helps it stand out. And if we change, in fact, I should probably make that font a bit bigger. There we go, and I'll save that too. And then you might want to change the image of the background, so obviously some sort of satchel, if we wanted to change that to some books. Then I just click on this icon here for banner image. As you mentioned, I'm going to delete the image that's currently there because I don't want that anymore. And then in fact, I'm just going to choose a new image from the image library. Let's have some picture of books. This looks like kind of strange bookshop picture. So you can see it's kind of taking shape, and in fact yeah, so if I wanted to add other pages as well, you can sort of play around and add whatever blocks you want, put whatever products you want in it. If I wanted to add other pages as well, you just click on the other pages link there. I click on plus, and if we add one for return policy, and click on save, then you just simply click on return policy there. It's going to create you a blank page there with no blocks in it. In fact, if I click on change layout of your website, in fact it does have it, has a text area blocking it by default, but you could add another block in there as well. So I might put a banner in there or something, perhaps. Let's just do that one there and move it up. And then if I give that an image, and then we could obviously you can have multiple images, right? That's got the blobs underneath it, and returns policy, and then blah 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 blah. You put whatever you like in there. I won't bother doing that now, but click on save changes. So you can see, and in fact, if I go back to the home page, we could then put a link down the bottom here. This menu here, for example, we could add an item for return policy, and choose that one there, and save that there, close that there. So you can see if I click on return policy there, it's going to take me to that page that we just created. You see, hopefully you can see, you can I'm not going to go into too much more detail on this, but you can see you can add blocks, remove blocks, and just kind of edit it as you go along, and it's quite easy to make a really comprehensive website. You don't need to do anything with items in edit mode. That's done in the back end, which is good. That's kind of abstracted, and that's useful because that lets you obviously list it on other channels and that sort of thing. There's links up here for showing what it looks like on a mobile, etc. And there's lots of other links up here. For example, there's one here which shows you what pages your it shows you what keywords your website's promoting to Google. I obviously haven't written very much text on this page at the moment, but it shows you essentially how to get to #1 on Google. And there's loads of other things. You can password protect pages. You can set master pages. In other words, so you can make settings that kind of cascade throughout the website, so you don't have to keep changing them every page. See if there's anything else worth mentioning. Meta tags and open graph tags and that kind of thing. And you can set the color scheme and base fonts and what have you there as well. So that's kind of a really quick overview of the web design system. And in fact, if I click on here, preview website, you'll see that there's the website we just made. And there's our return policy there. So really simple to do that. We haven't actually got a navigation bar here. We should probably put a navigation bar in. But anyway, I won't bother for the moment. So yeah, that's how we create a website. But I want to show you the whole system really. We're moving the system so it's primarily a multi-channel system. So that's why the online store, the website that we were just looking at there, that's just one of the channels in online store. And so in fact, if you click on add new, you can add all sorts of other channels in as well. These all work. These have all been integrated for a long time. So you can add Google Shopping, Amazon, eBay. We've got an entire POS system, so you can use it in a bricks and mortar shop. You can create QR codes so that people can scan the QR code and buy the product straight away. You can raise invoices to your clients. You can put through telephone orders, mail orders, create quotes and pro formas. There's a standalone cart, so you can paste add to basket buttons all over the place, like social media or what have you. There's a storefront where you can paste an entire store onto an existing website, for example, if you were using WordPress. So that's the kind of channels we've got at the moment. And obviously, we're going to add other channels like Etsy, OnBuy, Not on the High Street, and loads more as well. So And I'll create a separate video in a minute just showing exactly how you would list on these channels. There's a lot of functionality in Sellr, and it would take me ages to go through it all right now. In fact, what we've done is to make it simpler, we've moved it out into what we call the App Store. And so, and this is really good because it gives merchants a way to see what we offer and to easily see if it's something that they want to use. So, and we might not be keeping all of this stuff, but this is what it can do at the moment. You can use Sellr to sell tickets. Stock centers. Stock centers are where you might have multiple locations where your stock are, or where your stock is. So for example, you might have some with Hubby, you might have some in a bricks and mortar shop, and you might have some in your garage, and you obviously want to tell each channel where you want to get the stock from. And so you can have multi-store synchronization. If you're running lots of stores, you can pull all the product data from one specific store. That's useful if you're selling to multiple countries and you've got kind of a website for the US, website for the EU, and one for the UK, for example, but you're all shipping it from the same stock source. We integrate with UPS, so you can book a UPS delivery. You can view sales from multiple Sellr accounts on one sales manager. You can get SMS text alerts when the delivery status changes. Filter sets, you can have filters. You can restrict where items are allowed to be purchased. You can sell information lists. Historically, that would be like serial numbers for software or some kind of codes. You can set sale prices on items and limit those for particular periods. You can have cross-sell and upsell. You can have conditional Facebook items, so you only show someone a product if they've liked you on Facebook. Website forms, you can create forms, so people have to fill in a form when they're making a purchase. Gift cards, so gift cards are a specific type of kind of thing because they represent money. So the system automatically sells will let you sell gift cards, and they can print it off and enter a code and redeem it later, and there's a residual balance left as well. Digital Vault, you can sell digital items. Website chat, we have an entire website chat system. For marketing, cart abandonments, scheduled emails, it's a whole email marketing system. Autoresponders, follow-up emails, you can show sales on a map. You can use it as a telesales system. That's all built in. Cart preloader, that's where if someone phones you up and says, oh, I need to buy all these things from your website, but I can't be bothered to do it, you can just load up a basket on your website and send them the link, and when they click on it, it will just take them to your website, to that basket full of all those items where they can just go and pay. You can create surveys for your clients. Social media, this doesn't work at the moment. That's a Facebook store. You used to be able to create a Facebook store. You can schedule posts to Facebook and Twitter. Instagram lets you show your Instagram feed on your website. So of course, if you wanted to add any of these, you simply click on install, and it will appear in the left-hand side down here under apps. And when you click on it, it will let you configure it. We're going to do more on that, adding more information on exactly what it does. In fact, we're doing screencasts. Once we've got so we're redesigning the kind of layout of the content of the admin system, and there's going to be videos showing exactly how each one works. So just looking down what we've got here on the left hand side, items for sale. This is where you manage the items that you've got for sale. Now we obviously, it sets you up with a kind of demo shop, so it's already got some items on there that we saw earlier on. And we're simplifying this whole system actually. In fact, at the moment, it's got loads of fields on that we're going to get rid of. In fact, if you want to see what it's going to look like, here's a sneak preview. So this is an example of one of the pages. This is being designed currently, so we're still working on this. But this is kind of more likely a more similar layout to this, where there's far less fields on there. I'm not exactly sure what all the fields are actually going to be at the end of it, but yeah, so it's kind of cleaner approach, which we're looking for. So going back to what we're looking at here, so again, there's loads of things you can do on here, but ultimately, if you want to add a new item, you click on this button here, and I'm actually going to add an item, a book, and it's a book called The Survival of the Coolest. Let's just call it SV1. Let's make it £15. We can enter I think that's all we're going to do on this at the minute. Super category shop. Let's create a category for books. And then I'm going to paste in a description. I'll add it to the home page. I don't think we're using that, but you can have collections as well. I'll add it there. I've only got one of those in stock. If we had variations, you could have variations here for like size or color, whatever it may be, but I'm not going to do that. So we want to drag and drop an image. So I'll just drag that onto there. So that's the image I'm going to use of the book, and if I just click on save, you'll see we've got this item here, survival of the coolest. If I click on SV1, there's actually loads of stuff you can do down the right side. It shows you the URL it's on the website, and lets you just change tons of things about the product. And again, this is all going to be simplified, and we're going to have channel specific views. There's another way, you can also edit a simpler way of editing it. Just click on that and you can go back into this bit and do it in exactly the same way that you set it up. So you can create, you can do really complex things. We have things called modifiers. So if an item needs to be modified, this obviously doesn't, but if you were like, I don't know, embroidering your name or the person's name on a t-shirt that they were going to buy, then you might use a modifier for that on the product. And if you've got that on loads of different products, then you would create a shared modifier and just apply that to lots of different products, saying what is the name to embroider. That's not the same as product variations, which I touched on a moment ago. That's where you have small, medium, and large, or whatever it may be, because variations create separate stock controlled items rather than modifying one stock control item. And again, there's loads of different things you can do, probably anything you can really imagine. We've integrated with Huboo down here. You just put in your Huboo username and password there and it will connect and synchronize your stock if you set that up. And then orders here, this is where you can see all the sales that you've made, and you can, again, directly from here, you can book delivery with couriers and do loads of things. There's a whole load of kind of dispatch management and all sorts of other features on there that you might need. In analytics, you can see a dashboard showing what you've sold and how people have found your website. And there's various other reports as well, such as sales, quantity and stock reports. We have a whole CRM system here, and this will list all your customers and prospects, and you can of course schedule emails to them and do loads of other things as well. It shows you the value they've been to you in total, or over the last 6 months or last month. And as I mentioned, we've got a complete email marketing system here. So we've got a whole email marketing system built in where you can design emails just basically everything you can do on kind of MailChimp, but a lot better because we know about all the sales that they've made, so you can target people. You can create contact lists, you can segment customers, you can do all sorts of really complicated things. Social media, you can link to Facebook and Twitter. External scripts, you can connect any other external system to Sellr. At the moment that would be something like Google Analytics, but we're going to implement that directly, same with Facebook Pixel. But any third party that says, oh, you need to paste a description to your website, you can do that here and you can manage them from there. And there's a whole bunch of other configuration options down here, which I'm not going to go through, but geolocation, fast addressing, you can have it, so people, as they're typing their address, it auto completes, huge amount of tax settings, and of course you can set the appearance of your emails and documents and that sort of thing. So that's a real brief overview of Sellr. So at the moment it's website centric, so the idea is people are signing up and we'll set up a website really quickly that looks great, but we want to switch it so that's a multi-channel listing tool first. They may or may not want a website, they might already have one, and so for that we're going to really focus on the item management and the channels and how we let them list on that. So the UI is being redesigned, and we've been doing a lot of user testing as well to make sure that people find it really easy to use. And as we redesign the control panel, that's an ongoing process. So I'll stop this video now, but I'm going to create a separate video showing how to list, how currently you can list on eBay and Amazon. So take a look at that.